How does the court verify the validity of a will? If you're wondering how the court ensures that a will is genuine and reflects the wishes of the person who made it, you're about to find out the steps involved in this process. First, the court checks if the will was validly executed. In Texas, for example, there are specific rules that must be followed. The person making the will, known as the testator, must have legal capacity, meaning they must be at least 18 years old, or lawfully married, or a member of the armed forces. The testator must also have testamentary capacity, which means they must be of sound mind. This involves understanding that they are making a will, the effect of making a will, the nature and extent of their property, and who the natural beneficiaries are. They must also be able to create an orderly plan for distributing their property. There are two main types of wills in Texas: attested wills and holographic wills. An attested will requires the testator to sign the will in the presence of at least two credible witnesses, who must also sign the will in the testator's presence. A holographic will, on the other hand, is written entirely in the testator's handwriting and does not require witnesses. If the will is not self-proved, the court will need additional proof. This can involve the live testimony of one of the subscribing witnesses to the will. If a subscribing witness cannot attend the hearing, the court may accept the deposition of a subscribing witness or the testimony of two disinterested witnesses who are familiar with the testator's signature. During the verification process, the court will look at what happened when the will was signed to ensure it was duly executed. The witnesses must testify that the testator was of sound mind and at least 18 years old, or met the other age criteria, at the time the will was executed. If the original will is lost or cannot be found, the court may admit a copy of the will to probate, but this requires additional steps. The applicant must state the cause of the will's non-production, show that reasonable diligence was used to locate the original, and prove that the testator did not revoke the will. The contents of the will must be substantially proved by the testimony of a credible witness who has read or heard the will. The court strictly construes the language of the will, focusing on the plain meaning of the words used. They aim to determine the testator's intent from the language and the circumstances surrounding the will's execution. If there are conflicting provisions, the court will follow a hierarchy of provisions to determine which one controls. In summary, verifying the validity of a will involves checking the execution process, ensuring the testator had the necessary capacity, and sometimes requiring additional testimony or evidence to confirm the will's authenticity. The court's primary goal is to ensure that the will reflects the true intentions of the person who made it.